So, okay, so hi all, good afternoon, and thanks a lot for joining this session. So, as I think most of you know, myself, Mohammed Tanveer Khan, I'm the founder of this Technist Academy. I will request everyone to please go on mute. Okay, and so we have this Excel weekend batch we have started. So we already have an Excel weekdays batch, but many of you have requested for an Excel weekend batch. So that's why we have started this Excel weekend batch. Nikita, can you share the slide, please? We will meet for today. Okay, and yeah, please share this. Yeah, so it's on Saturday and Sunday, 12 to 1 p.m. And the course duration will be 2 months. And then Nikita will walk you through the syllabus. Okay, so Nikita, you can click on the participants, and there will be an option mute all. Click on the participants. There will be an option of mute all on the participants. Yeah. So at the bottom, you could see mute all option. If we can click on it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Tanveer. Uh, a very good afternoon to all of you. Am I audible, Tanveer?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. So thank you so much for joining in this session. Myself, Nikita, I'm a working professional with 7 years of work experience as data analyst. Currently, I'm working with Power BI, SQL, and Advanced Excel. So, I will be taking the weekend batch for Excel. My batch will start from basic to the advanced version. So, as Tanveer suggested, these are the topics we are going to cover in our weekend batch. Day one would be introduction to Excel, working with workbooks, and then we will start gradually going to the formulas and functions. And lastly, we will go to the advanced version of Excel where we are going to learn how to create the dashboards in the Excel. Right. So today the agenda of the session would be introduction to Excel, how to start Excel application, environment of MS Excel introduction, then entering the data in a cell, and then we will work on how to work with workbooks and more shortcut keys I will be telling you. So before starting the session, I just have one expectation that the session should be interactive and everybody should be asked as many questions as they can. So let's begin the session with the topic Excel, introduction to Excel. So can anybody tell me what is Excel, why it is used, and why it is used as a data analytics tool in the market? Can anybody help me with that? Okay.
We can,
So yeah, please go ahead.
yeah, we can store data in tabular form. So
Yes, yes.
so this is one of the reasons. And
Right,
yeah,
right. So as
And
Mayank
easy to
suggested,
analyze the data as well.
yeah, very good. So basically, MS Excel is a data analytics tool right now, and it is growing so much in the industry that
Nikita,
without Excel, sorry,
sorry to interrupt. Your slide is not visible. Can you click on that? Yeah, yeah, perfect. Thank you.
thanks, Anveer. Okay, so yeah, so Excel is basically it's a spreadsheet program or it's an environment as the screen suggests to you. It's an environment which provides you to add as much data as you can. So you can see there are so many rows, so many columns are there. So Excel is providing you an environment where you can enter your data, you can do mathematical calculations on the data, right? So why Excel, why can't we do it manually, right? So why we are using Excel? So let's take an example. I open a new worksheet here and I just give you a data like 3, 4, uh, and 5. And if I tell you just calculate the sum of the numbers, you will say 3 plus 3 6 plus 4 10 15. So you just did it in less than a minute, right? But if I give you a data which is more than 10 rows, let's take an example of that data. right? So if I tell you to add these numbers and I want the answer in less than a minute, definitely it will take you around 5 to 10 minutes to add these numbers, or it can be 2 3 minutes if you're very strong in your calculations, but still not less than a minute. But Excel provides you with that functionality that you just have to select those rows and you got your answer, right? And the answer is accurate. So that is the main reason Excel is there. So Excel helps you to do your work faster as much as you can. Similarly, you can use average option also to find the average of these numbers, because definitely if you start doing it manually, it will take a lot of time of yours, right? So let's begin with the Excel functionalities. So how do we open the Excel workbook? How to start the Excel? So as I have written here, there are three ways. So first way is that we can simply go to taskbar and search. Suppose I just search here MS Excel or write Excel. Now you can just click on it, and since the Excel is already open, that's why just give me a minute. I'm closing this one. I just have to go to the taskbar and I can write MS Excel here and I can open it. Now this is the startup screen which I got, right? But there are two different ways also which can be used to open Excel workbook, right? So if I close this one and if I just press Del plus R, it is giving me a pop-up on the screen where I can write Excel and I can open my Excel startup screen. So what do you think? Which method was better one? Anybody?
Second.
Second one, right? So that is why the shortcut keys are so important in Excel. So I just use a shortcut key that was Del plus R, and I just wrote Excel here and it opened. So not only for Excel, if I write here control panel or any other window I want to open, I can just click on it and it gets open. So let's open it, Excel. So Excel is open. So is there any question related to this shortcut command? Anybody?
Can you please repeat the shortcut or I mentioned somewhere in the Excel?
Sure. So as you can see, the shortcut is press Windows plus R. R means run command. So we are running the window. So it is signifying that we can run any application through this window. So window is the key on your uh, keyboard, and when you press Del plus R, you get this pop-up. And here you can just type whatever you want to open. Excel, and it gets opened. And okay, and you get the screen. So is there any query, any question on this?
Clear, Mr. from my side.
Okay, thank you. Right. So as I told, this is a shortcut key. So right, like if I go to taskbar, I search Excel and then I open the Excel application, it will definitely take me some time. But if I just use this shortcut key Windows plus R, I can easily run my application. So now we will start to know more about the Excel interface. Like first I just open this sheet and I just got this screen which I can see here. So there are different tabs you can see. So first of all, the top of the screen, what is the name of this window or the top of the screen? This is quick access toolbar. The first line on the screen or the topmost row you are seeing in the screen is a quick access toolbar. So quick access toolbar basically provides you with the different functionalities like save, then it has open, then it has different like ascending, descending. So here you can customize it. Just you can see this arrow here, you can just click on it and you can see open, save, and these are ticked options. So the ticked option means that these are already present in the quick access toolbar. And if I want to add spell check, I just have to click on it and it gets added. So in this way, my work will become more easier. I don't need to go and search for the options and I have to check. I just can add them on my quick access toolbar and I just click on it and I can work on it, right? So similarly, I can hide it as well. If I want to hide the open icon, I can hide it. So basically this is the customized quick access toolbar option, which is providing me different icons which I can add to my toolbar and work on it. Now going after the quick access toolbar, I can see this gray part. So can anybody tell me what is this gray part called? Anyone?
Menu bar.
Yes. Any other name? Thanks for trying. But any
R-
other name?
Ribbon.
Taskbar.
Yes. Taskbar is the below or the bottomest row of the screen. This you can see where there's a start window is there. That is the taskbar of the screen, right? So this gray part is the ribbon of the screen, and ribbon provides you with all the functionalities of the Excel. Like if I go to so file, home, insert, page layout, formulas, data, these are all called as tabs on the ribbon. And when you go to file, again you are getting so many options like open, save as, share, export. We will going to be exploring them in my other sessions because I will give you detail of every option. I'm just giving you an overview in this demo session, but when we will start with the classes, I will give you in detail. So in the home, if I go to home, so home has another options like format painter, cut, copy, paste, then I have font, then alignment. So it all is basically related to sorting of data. I can change my data, I can work on my data set in a more interactive and more good way. So if I go to insert option, what do we mean by insert? Insert means adding something, right? So insert is giving me pivot tables. I can add tables to my data, I can add pictures to my data. Then you can get the donut charts here, then you get the pie charts here. So in this way we can insert so many shapes in whatever we require as per the data requirement. So when you will go to the as a data analyst in a company, you will have to visualize your data in form of some graphs. So this is the menu option which provides you with line graphs, with slicers you can add to your dashboard, and it provides you with the pivot charts, and different every kind of chart is present in this tab. Likewise, I have page layout. I can eventually change the page size of my worksheet, or I can work with that. Similarly, I have print option here, breakdowns in the page. Now, suppose if you can see grid lines is there. If I just uncheck this box, every line is disappeared. So in this way, we can change the page layout of my screen. Similarly, formulas. Now, formulas is the most important part of the ribbon because it is giving you every kind of formula like financial, logical, text, date, and time. When we will work on the in my sessions, again, I'm just opening the formulas. So I am going to tell you all the basic formulas. Like you can see average, count, max, min, and with all the examples and the explanations. Right. So let's move to the overview of the Excel sheet. Yeah. So here we were, yeah. So now the data option. So data is basically how we can extract our data from different resources. Like from Access database, I can extract my data to my Excel sheet. I can remove duplicates in my data. I can use data validation. Similarly, review. Review option provides you with the spell check. Whatever you have written in your data, sometimes spelling mistakes can happen, right? So to avoid them, we can use on ABC spelling check option, and we can use it as many times as possible in the data. Similarly, it gives you an option to protect sheet, protect your workbook. View option is providing you with again zoom in, freezing panes, then hide and unhide options. So we are going to study more about them in the other sessions. Let's go down to the this part. So this part is called as name box. Name box suggests that D means whatever I have selected here. Suppose I select this one. So it is giving me the name of the cell. E is the column name and 1 is the row number. Similarly, if I go down, so similarly, it is telling me the name of every cell. Suppose I just want to navigate myself to E100, right? So I just have to write here and it takes me to E100. So that is the importance of this name box. It will always tell you wherever you are in the spreadsheet. Going further, this is the formula bar, or whatever you write here, it gets pop up in the formula bar. As you can see here, this is the formula bar. So if I'm just clicking on this, it is giving me this, right? So here is the insert function. Now insert function provides an environment where you can write your formula like sum, average with more accuracy. So we will study more about it when we will learn about the formulas, right? So I think we are clear with ribbon, but there is one more thing which you can do with the ribbon. Suppose I just double click, see the ribbon is hidden, and I again double click, the ribbon is back. Sometimes when you work on Excel, you don't want that you see this ribbon and everything. So you just double click here and it is hidden and it can be back. Similarly, if you click on any of the option and do right click, you can customize your ribbon. Now customizing your ribbon, see on the main tabs, when home is checked, insert, these all options are available on my ribbon. But this developer tab is not there. So if I check this developer tab, it also comes in my ribbon. So in this way, I can customize my ribbon. So let's uncheck it again and start working on it. So on the below, you can see there are a lot of sheets here. Day one basic questions, expenses. These are all the worksheets in the Excel workbook. And here you can see zoom in and zoom out options. So I have given you the environment of Excel interface, and then we will begin with other topics. But before that, I want to know if there is any question or any queries till now. Anyone?
Customization, where we can check it. Right click of the
Sorry.
view or
Yes.
customization.
You just as you can see, file, home, insert, these are all the tabs on your ribbon. On any of the tab, if you click right click, you will get the customize the ribbon option, right? When you go to customize the ribbon, again a pop-up appears and it gives you all the options which you can select.
Okay, got it.
Got it? Okay. So similarly, we can select anyone and we can go to OK and it comes. If I want to hide an option, I can again go to customize the ribbon. I can just untick the page layout and it gives OK, and see page layout is not there.
Yes.
So yeah. So is there any other question?
As of now, my side clear.
Okay, thank you. So yeah. So let's begin with number of rows and the columns, because in interview there are this is a major question which is asked: how many rows and how many columns are there in Excel, right? So if I take my cursor or take this to the uh, bottom of the Excel sheet, I can see there are 10,48,576 rows which Excel is providing me. Similarly, if I go up, and if I go to the right of the screen, I can see 16,384 columns are there in Excel, right? So there is a formula which can be used to find this rows and the columns. So if you write equals to rows and select the column, you will get the number. This I just do it in front of you, rows, and I just select the column and I can see there are 10,48,576 rows. Similarly, if I write equals to columns and select the row, I can get 16,384 columns are there. So this is a very important question up as per the interview also. So this should be remembered, or we can find it out using a formula. Right. So now we will go to the next topic, which is a very, very important topic in Excel, navigating through the cells in the Excel spreadsheet, selecting the n number of cells. So now first, if I tell you, please go to this, I want to go to F22 or any cell. I just want to go down to the data, last row of the data. If my, I just add here some data rows and I just pull it here. Okay. So now I have to go to the last row of the data. How will I go? Is there anybody who can tell me the shortcut key to navigate how to go down or the last cell of the data?
Control Shift down arrow.
No. You are slightly right, but shift means selection.
Control down.
Exactly. So when you go to the last row, uh, hello. So when you have to go to the last row of the data, you have to go control and down, right? So when you press control and down, you will reach the last row of the data. Just as I found 10 lakh rows are there in the Excel. So what I did control and down. I pressed control and down arrow and I went to the last row of the data. Similarly, if you have to go to the rightmost part of the data, what will you do? Control plus right arrow. And I will reach to the rightmost part of the data. Suppose I have this table here, monthly expenses table. Now I have to go to the last part of the data. I will press control and down and eventually I will press control to the right because this is a table. So it is taking up to me. So it is considering this whole table. And when I will use my keys, I will be taken to the last part. Right? So this is the shortcut key which we can use to navigate across the cells in the spreadsheet. And this shortcut key has to be practiced because without shortcut keys, you will not be able to work in the Excel environment. It will be very difficult. Likewise, if I have to go to the left to the data, I have to go to control left. And similarly, suppose I have reached here up to 22 in the last row and now I have to reach to the top, then control plus up arrow. I think we are clear on this. If there is any question on the control keys, please let me know.
Then go ahead,
Any?
Nikita. No doubt.
Okay. Great, great. So as I have mentioned here, navigating across the cells in the Excel application, control plus up control. So this is the very, very basic Excel part. But if you don't know the basic, you cannot work with the advanced version. So that's why I'm covering a very basic part also. So control plus down, control plus right, control plus left. So it will be helpful for every person who is either technical, who is either of technical background or non-technical background, right? So now, as he suggested that shift has to be used. When we use shift, it means we have to select the data. So now, if I have to select the data, I will press Control Shift and Down key and I will be able to select my data. So this is the continuous range of the cells which I am selecting. Suppose my manager says that I have to fill the 1, 4 and 6. Only these 3 rows he wants me to fill with the yellow color. How will I be doing it? Anybody?
Control Shift one.
No, no. Control Shift. Sorry, what you said? Can you repeat it?
Control Shift down arrow.
But Control Shift down arrow will select the whole range. I just want
Yeah.
to select 1, 3 and 6 and 7. Just these I have to select. 1,
Alternate
3, 6,
alternative
7.
numbers. Alternative numbers are up to
Yeah. Suppose I have to select alternate numbers 1, 3, then 5, then 7 and I want to color them. I want to color them with blue color. How will I do it?
Only control and tick.
Control. Sorry, control and. Okay, so if I want to select the alternate rows, what I will do, I will press control. I will not leave control key. I have to long press the control key till I get my selection. So control plus selecting this alternate keys and just going to this, and I got my color back, right? So shift basically provides you an environment where when you have to select the whole data, but if you have to select only some of the cells, then you have to use control functionality, and you just click on control. You have to long press the control key, and then you have to select the cells whichever you want to select. So are we good with it, or is there any question? Please ask questions. Every question is welcomed in the session.
And Nikta, I would like to ask you, if we have a
Please.
20 to 30 rows, means fine. If we have, for suppose, 1,000 records,
Okay,
1,000. In
yes.
that scenario, what we have to do? Every 1,000 records, alternative numbers we can't select one by one.
Exactly. So what we'll be doing there, we have a conditional formatting option here in the menu bar, right? So we will provide that I have to color only the odd numbers. So I will teach you after, when we will start with conditional formatting, then I will show you the functionality how you can just color code the only odd numbers, only even numbers, or whatever numbers you want in the data,
Okay. Okay.
right? Okay, so right now, are you okay with control plus these keys selecting with the data?
Yes, fine.
Fine. Okay, so let's move to the next topic, that is editing the data. Now I have entered the data. As you can see, data is being entered here, but now I want to edit the data. There is one way. You just have to go to the formula bar and then you have to start editing it. But I don't want to edit in this way. So what is the shortcut key which I can use? I just have to click on the F2 key.
Two. Two.
But there are many computers which doesn't support only F2. Then you have to do Fn plus F2, and then
Two.
only you will be able to work on the data, or you can edit the data, right?
F2.
So this is I know this is a very basic part, but it has to be well understood and be knowing about that, right? So pressing Fn plus F2 or F2 key will help you to edit your data. Now deleting the data. It is very easy. If I just want to delete uh, one, I can simply click on backspace and I can delete it. But I have to again delete a lot of data, pressing control key and going down, and whatever cell I want to delete. Suppose I want to delete this. I just delete it, right? Just press del key on the keyboard and it is deleted. Now my question is, suppose I type my name here, right? And I type this number here, and now I type this here. So why, if you observe, my name is coming to the left side, but this 1 2 3 4 5 is picked up on the right side. Why it is happening? Why Excel is doing that? Can anybody answer this?
You need to align it to left or middle.
Yeah, that I know I can align, but what is the reason that Excel is taking my name on the left and number on the right? Like 1 2 3 4 5, it's considered on the right side and it is taking it itself. Why it is happening?
Excel functional itself like that.
No, yeah, you are quite accurate with it. But the main thing is, Excel has the tendency, if you write any word or if you write any text or string, it will automatically goes to the left part. But when you write a number, suppose any number you write, it will always take it to the right part. So this is the major difference you can make from your data set. If it is on the left side, then the format of the data is always text or a special character. But if there is a number, if the format is number, then it is always considered on the right side of the cell. Suppose I change the format of the cell. I just do it number. I just take it text. See, it already came to left. So this is how we can also differentiate if the data is in which format. If it is a text function, if it's a special character or if it's a number. So this is a very simple question which can be asked in the interview. I told you about as per the interview perspective, how the Excel picks or how the Excel differentiates the data. Now let's move to the another command, which is autofill. Anybody autofill, if there is any idea why autofill is used and how we use it, what is the need of autofill? Anyone?
No.
Okay, right. So autofill, as the name suggests, autofill is the option which gives you a functionality. Suppose I just write one here, right? I want this one up to 30 rows or anything. I just press Control plus D and it automatically filled my data with the same number. Now I want to write 1 to 50. So instead of writing it manually, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, what I'm doing right now, it can be a mistake also while doing it manually. I just want to do it using autofill. I will select 5 and 6. I will take it to the down. And as you can see, it will give me all the numbers up to 26 or whatever number I want. Suppose I want to go more down and I want to fill it. So 25 is filled many times. Why? Because I didn't took two this time. I just tell you in more detail. Since if I just write 1 and I just drag it here, it will only repeat 1. But now I want it in a series. So how will I do it? I'll take 1, I'll take 2, and then I will select both and then I'll take it down. So eventually Excel copies this as a formula, that 1, 2, and then it eventually fills up the series with you. So that is why autofill is option is there. Again, I give you one more example. Suppose January is there and I want to write the name of the months. See. So I got all the months without even typing, as Excel is doing it. Right? So any questions on autofill part? Because we are going to, when we will be working with more data, then I will show you the use of autofill option.
Please repeat this again.
Okay. 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 So autofill option, basically, as the name suggests, autofill. It fills it by itself, right? So if I just take one here and I enter it, right? So if I drag it down, it repeats. I don't need to write one after the other in every separate row manually. I just have to drag it using this rightmost cell of the this column or this row, and I have to drag it and I can see the repeated one here. So this is the autofill. Suppose I want to, as I have already given the example, I want to write all the number series here. So to continue with the series, first you have to select the two cells like 2 and 3. You will be selecting and then you will drag it down and you will get all the numbers in the series. Similarly, I gave the example of months. If I want to write months, suppose just take an example of a date, right? So today is 6, 9 and 2024. Now I want the dates afterward. I get all the dates. in many of the data, what you have to do, you have to manually enter the date. Suppose I want 1 to 30 all dates in a written in this format. I can simply write first or 2024, it's a January, so I can simply drag it up to the 30 rows and I get my date. Right? So in this way, Excel is providing with such functionalities that it autofills the data and you don't have to write it manually. There is one more formula, which is a very basic formula. If you press Control and a semicolon here, you will get the current date of today. So today is 9th June. So it is a very basic shortcut key, which I just told you as a tip, because after that we will work in on Excel with such kind of shortcut keys. So
Here, just want to ask you one thing.
yes,
Just
please.
you have dragged simply
Yeah,
per month. You have written January. Then after you have simply dragged the cell. Otherwise, you
yes.
have applied any shortcut here, Shift or Control.
Nothing. You just have to drag the cell. Like again, I'm doing it. I I just wrote January here. I just dragged it down with the, as you can see, the plus sign is there. Can you see the plus sign?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So
Mm.
this sign means autofill. As you go down, it will autofills for you.
How to change the format of that? First it is month there, and then days, and then year.
Sorry. Yeah. You want to
Format
change the
of that.
format.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Also, what is the use of sheet control plus D? Is there the same formula for this?
Control plus D is the main formula for autofill.
How
And
can we
control,
use?
okay, how we can use. Fine. First, I will answer this. So for I'm writing 1. Okay. Now you want to repeat this one up to 25 rows. Okay. So what you will do, you will select till 25. Okay. I have selected. So how did you select it? Either you can press Control Shift down likewise, or either you can go to up to the particular number you want to select. Now after that, what I did, Control plus D, the 1 is repeated again in this whole column.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so yes, we will definitely be in more detail with all of these things. I will explain you as many times you will ask on this. So let's move to the next part of
Nikita,
the.
just one
Yeah,
question. Can you
sure.
please help on that Q column, like consecutive numbers? So selecting
Yes.
two cells is an issue for me. So
Okay, yeah, please tell me. So you want to, yeah, so you want to write it in a series, right? So abhi to we have repeated one here. Now I want to fill it with consecutive numbers. So if I write 1 and 2 here, you just have to write, I think the date format is there, this column. I'll take this one. Okay. So now what you have to do, you have to select both of these cells so that Excel will consider both of these cells. So select both cells using shift, right? So that is the reason why I told that shift keys and control keys should be the part and parcel of your work and should be used eventually while practicing the Excel application, right? So I worked on 1 and 2 and I pressed the shift key. Now you can see here again the plus sign is there. So now Excel will consider them as a data for the series and it will give you the consecutive numbers,
got it.
right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Any
Fine.
other question?
Yeah, fine for that. If we have only 24 or 100 is fine. If we want 1,000 numbers in the autofill,
Okay.
how can we do? We can just we have to drag like this, or otherwise we have shortcut it.
As I told you, you can use Control Shift. First, you have to use the Shift key and you have to go to the row and number of rows you want to select, and then you have to do Control D. So it will definitely copy the formulas, uh, and I will be going it in the later part of the session. with these queries. But first, let's move to the other topic which we are covering today in the session. So, the main topic I have covered today is about the Excel workbook, Excel interface, calculating how to get the number of rows, calculating how to get the number of columns, navigating through the cells, editing, deleting, autofill. So I have made some shortcut keys also for them, like Control plus Shift plus up. So I just want to give you the basic keys right now, so that you don't get confused later on with the other formulas, because we will be working on many formulas and shortcut keys altogether. So as you can see here, I have given shift down, shift right. Now control A. So control A is the key which provides you to select your whole data. Just press control A here and my whole data is selected. Even if I just press here, my whole data is selected. So in this way, control keys are being a very helpful tool here, which which provides an environment where we can select all the data, and we can work on as many rows of the data, and we can do other functionalities with the data, like copying the data, pasting the data, right? So let's move to the part of working with workbook. I just want to understand first, what is workbook and what is worksheet? What is the difference between workbook and a worksheet? Anyone?
A workbook has all the worksheets, right?
Correct. Very good. So workbook is basically the Excel application which I have opened with the name Excel Day 1. It is my workbook, and these are all my worksheets. So do you know how you can toggle between these worksheets? Suppose I want to go to day 1 and then I want to go to basic questions and then shortcut keys. I just don't want to use my mouse here because it will take lot of time, and while working on every clicking separately on worksheets, it takes a lot of time. So is there any shortcut key which we can use to toggle between them? Anyone with any idea about this shortcut key which we can use? So you have to press Control plus page down to toggle between a number of sheets you're working on, and Control plus page up is coming back. So first, if I have to go next to day 1 basic questions, I will click on Control plus page down. So it is taking me to the next sheets, and now I have to come back to my first sheet. I will press Control plus page up, right? This is just a toggling between the worksheets, which you should know, because if we work with so many worksheets in a data, I don't prefer that I use mouse every time. I would prefer there should be a shortcut which I will be working with, right? So
Ma'am, what
control.
about if we want to go specific seat name? How to go there?
Okay, so if you want to go to suppose monthly expenses table,
Yes.
so you can just what you can do, see, if I say you to use a shortcut key, then you have to press control and you have to go to page down. So in this way you can toggle, but if you have to click on the specific, then you have to take your cursor to that sheet and you have to open it, because that would be much more easier for you to select the sheet. If you go with the formula or the shortcut, then you have to press control page down, and it will definitely eventually takes you by one. You cannot skip any sheets like this, but it will be a faster way, because you will be seeing every sheet and then you will be moving forward.
Ma'am, what about if there is 400 to 500 sheets and if you want to go like 380 seats, then how would it go? Is there any option to go directly there?
Okay, so you have to search for that sheet number first, and
Yes,
then you
yes.
can go to that particular sheet.
So how to do that?
Okay, so I have to check for the shortcut key for that as well. Like if you want to toggle to the last sheet of the Excel, or you want to go to the last sheet, that I will be checking for the formula, because the formula could be long enough for you first to one second. If I toggle with the, so it is giving this error. So okay, I'll take up this question, and I will definitely come back with which formula, or which is the best shortcut way possible for you, that you can toggle to the 400th sheet of the Excel application. Thanks for the question. Okay, so let's move on with the topic of toggling between the
So,
sheets. Yeah.
one more question. Is there any limitation in a workbook for number of sheets?
Yeah, so we Excel can hold more than 16,000 number of worksheets in a one go, and so after this limitation, no sheet can be added in the Excel environment. So there
Okay.
is a limitation. Yes, there is a limitation, as that is why like for one sheet, if I say there are 10,000 10 lakh 48,576 rows which are already there. So yeah, so every sheet is providing us with lot of rows and columns, and there are a number of sheets which are the limitation in Excel application.
Okay, and one more question. So as the number of sheets gets increased, the workbook will get slower, right?
Yes, it can get slow as per the, as about the formulas you have used. If more and more of the formulas being used in the sheet, then it can hang, but it depends on how you sort the data and how you work with the data. So
Okay.
yeah. Any
Uh,
other questions?
toggle
Yeah.
toggle between seats. I'm trying to use control page down formula,
Yes.
but it's going to the last of this rows actually.
No. So what you have to do, like, is there already how many sheets are there in your workbook right now?
Four to five seats.
Okay. So have you pressed the have you been working in the first sheet?
Yes.
Okay, so now you have to go to the second sheet, right? So
Okay.
press control and page down again.
Again, this is doing the same. Page down
Okay.
means last
Yeah.
seat of row.
Can you share your screen if
Yeah.
possible?
Just
Okay,
a minute.
please do that.
Maybe Nikita, he can connect with you after the session, because other participants are waiting. Okay, maybe you can assist him. Okay. So meanwhile, I will suggest you to proceed further.
Okay, okay, sure. Let me.
This is disable actually. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, so in my next session, you can share your screen,
Sure.
Arun, so
Or
that I will help you on this part, and we will definitely work on this. Okay. Yeah. So toggling between the opened workbooks in MS Excel is done through control plus page up and control plus page down, right? Now, how to open a new workbook? Very frequently used shortcut is control plus N. You can open a new workbook. Then instead of going to file and selecting in these options, this is a very shortcut way which you can use, right? Control plus O, opening the existing workbook. Now what do we mean by opening a workbook and opening the existing workbook? So opening a workbook, I helped you in the start of my session that how you open the Excel window, but now there is an already Excel application or Excel file stored in your computer and you want to open it. So you can just use Control O and you get all the options to open up the files you have already worked on or stored in your Excel feed. Similarly, Control Save, everybody knows Control plus S, Control plus W. Now this is the functionality which helps to close the workbook. So if I just go to Control plus W, it will give me an option if I want to save, don't save, and I can usually or gradually I can close my workbook. Control plus tab is used to toggle between the opened workbooks in Microsoft Excel, right? So if I just control plus tab, it will providing me, I can toggle between the workbooks here. Another key, Shift plus F11, inserting a new worksheet. It's another shortcut for inserting a worksheet here. Instead of going to add up here again and again, I can just press here. Oh, sorry. I can just press here Shift plus F11. So in my system also, I have to take Fn key, Shift Fn plus 11, then only I can add a worksheet. So in many systems, only F keys doesn't work. You have to use Fn key with that to work on. So similarly, inserting a new worksheet is can be done through the shortcuts. Now about after these like after the first day which I have covered in, and I hope you have many questions regarding the different topics you have. So in day 2, definitely we will cover the queries you have in the data, and after that I will be working on formatting worksheet, telling you about more about wrap text, data alignment, how to align your data set. Then we will start working with formulas, like basic formulas, how is it being used, and how to start a formula, what is the auto sum command, autofill command. Then we have if and nested if functions, and or functionalities, conditional formulas, which I am going to cover in other sessions. So lookup, as we look up, index match, indirect, these all functions are very important in Excel. We are going to cover it. Then Excel charts and graphs are there. Then we have different mathematical function, pivots and power pivot, why it is used, how to do data modeling with Excel, then how to explore advanced features of pivot. Then I have written KPI dashboards are there. So we are going to work with dashboards also. Then eventually in the last or advanced part, I will tell you how you can automate your task with macros, how you can record your own macro and work with it. So these are all being practiced with the real time scenarios of the data which I will be sharing with you. For example, I've already created one data set which is here, monthly expenses and order table. So this is the data set or a sample data which I have created, and there are plenty of questions which are being asked in the interviews, because in interviews usually you will get a data set and a questionnaire with that. So as per the data set, you have to learn how you can analyze the data. So in my other sessions, I will be covering this kind of data set and the questionnaire. And at the end of the session, there would be some basic questions which I would be asking you, that how much you have grabbed or throughout the session. So we will be more clear on the session part, and this is how it will work. So is there any question regarding sessions or dates or anything, you can ask right away?
Yeah, so thanks a lot, Nikita, and I really appreciate the time the participants have taken to attend this course. And most of you are from my SQL batch and Python batch, I believe. I've seen the name. So I'm strongly referring you, Nikita, because the best part is she has worked on 3 government projects as well. Okay, from the data analyst perspective, so she knows the challenges which is faced, like when you're extracting data or manipulating it. So it's a weekend batch. So those who are interested, they can connect with me. Okay, or if you need any other clarification, you can ask Nikita, or you can connect with me if you have any questions. So thanks a lot, everyone. So any question, any final question, anyone?
Yeah,
No?
we can get
Yeah.
today's class
Yeah.
notes.
Yeah, notes, recordings, everything will be shared in another 2 to 3 hours. We will upload it on our YouTube channel and we will share the recording with you.
Yes.
Okay, and the format, like how I take the SQL classes, it will be exactly same. So like, and you have the full freedom to ask question. It should be very interactive session, because I and Nikita, that we both are working together on this. So it will be exactly same format like how I take the SQL classes. Okay. Is it fine? Any other question, anyone?
Yes, Tanvir, like we are
Do you
very
also
feel
cover
to
in assignments?
Yeah, assignments will be shared after each and every class. Yes, of course, it will be shared.
Okay.
Thanks.
Tanvir, I would like to say one thing, Tanvir, how we
Yeah.
are interacting with you on the SQL session. Like, I feel like this session is also same.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot. It will be same only. Yes. that is what I am telling you. Like Nikita, miss, we have other trainers as well, but why I am personally referring you because she has worked with me. I know her potential. So that is why, because earlier I have never referred any trainer. I directly used to tell, attain the demo and plan accordingly. But why I'm referring her because I know her potential. She has worked with me. So I will strongly recommend, but still you have attended the demo, you plan accordingly. Then that's it. Okay. So thanks a lot, everyone. We'll connect in the next week. Thank you.
Thank you
Take
so
care.
much, everyone, for this joining the session.
Thank you, Nitika. Have a wonderful
Thank
day.
you.
Nitika.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nitya. Thank you for the time and patience with us.
Thank you.